Our lock was weird. Most doors are simple. Turn the key, done. Ours had a whole ritual to it. You had to twist it to the right first, then lock it with the key, then turn it back to the left. If it sat straight, it was open. Turned left meant locked. I knew that because I checked it obsessively. The apartment itself was safe enough, but I've always been paranoid. I read too much. Too many stories about people being followed home, about killers picking easy targets. And if I'm being honest, I probably am one. I'm clumsy, too trusting, and almost always carrying too many things to defend myself properly. I live with my younger sister, Al, in a 2-bedroom apartment. The front door opens into a small hallway. Her room comes first, then mine. Neither of us can see the living room from our beds. That night felt normal. At around 9:30, I got into bed, got warm, got comfortable, and made the lazy choice. Al, I called out, "Can you check the front door is locked?" She answered something from her room that sounded like yes. I assumed she checked it, rolled over, and fell asleep. I woke suddenly at 12:30 to the sound of wind battering the building. The blinds were slapping against the window so hard it sounded like someone was knocking. Half asleep and irritated, I got up, shut my bedroom window properly, and climbed back into bed. I was just starting to relax when I heard something else. Footsteps. Not outside. Inside the apartment. I froze. They were close. Just outside my room, soft but unmistakable. Then they moved away, slowly, into the living room. At first I tried to explain it. Al, maybe. Getting water. Then I heard the sofa creak. Once. Then again, deeper this time, like someone had fully sat down. My throat went dry. If it was Al, why would she be sitting in the dark? Why wasn't she turning on a light? Why was she just there? Then I heard another sound. A light, dull rhythm against the base of the sofa. Not loud. Not random. Like someone sitting there and slowly swinging their legs. Every hair on my body stood up. If someone had come in through the front door, they would have passed Al's room first. That thought hit me so hard I nearly called out for her. I'm glad I didn't. The footsteps started again. They left the living room and came back down the hallway toward my bedroom. Only this time they were slower. Deliberate. Like whoever it was already knew exactly where I was. I reached for my phone so fast I nearly dropped it. In the living room, I had one of those smart lamps that could be controlled from an app. It could turn on, change brightness, switch colors. My hand was shaking so badly I almost hit the wrong setting, but I managed to turn it on. A second later, muted blue light spilled into the living room. The footsteps stopped. Then, after a pause, they moved away from my door. Back into the living room. That was my chance. I slid off my bed as quietly as I could and dropped to the floor. The cold of the hallway seeped straight through my pajama pants as I crawled out of my room toward LS. Her door was shut. I eased it open, slipped inside, and found her still asleep in bed. Perfectly still. Completely undisturbed. For one stupid second, relief almost made me cry. I shook her hard. "Al," I whispered. "Get up. Right now. We have to go." She woke groggy and confused, but something in my face must have told her not to argue. She was out of bed in seconds. We crouched by her door, listening. The apartment was quiet again. Too quiet. I opened the door. We crawled into the hallway on our hands and knees, heading toward the front door. We were almost there when the footsteps came back. Not from down the hall. From the living room. They stopped for half a second, like whatever was in there had just noticed us. Then they came toward us fast. No hesitation. No attempt to be quiet anymore. Just a rapid, pounding sprint down the hallway. Adrenaline took over. Al screamed first. I grabbed the handle, yanked the front door open, and we both stumbled out into the corridor barefoot, nearly falling over each other as we ran for the lifts. I turned back only once, just long enough to slam the apartment door shut. And in that split second, I saw it. Something was standing in the hallway inside our apartment. It looked like me. Not exactly. Not fully. But enough that my brain caught on it before it caught on anything else. Its hair was like mine. Its build was mine. One side of its face was mine. The other side was wrapped in white gauze, soaked through in dark patches. Fresh blood had seeped through in the corners, trailing down into its neck. And it was smiling. The lift was already there, doors open. I don't remember getting inside. I just remember hitting the button for the ground floor over and over while O sobbed beside me and I stared at the numbers above the door like they were the only thing keeping us alive. When we got downstairs, we called the police. Everything after that felt unreal. They came quickly. Took our statements. Searched the apartment, the stairwell, the lobby, the bins outside, even the underground parking. They checked the windows for damage, looked for footprints, signs of forced entry, blood, anything. There was nothing. No one inside. No one on the cameras. No broken locks. No disturbed window latches. No blood. Nothing. One of the officers tried to reassure us. Said storms can do strange things to people, especially if you wake up suddenly. That fear can distort things. That maybe we heard noises, panicked, and filled in the rest. I wanted to believe him. I nearly did. Then I remembered the lock. Even in the panic of getting out, I noticed it when I grabbed the door. The lock had still been turned to the left. Locked. I felt the blood drain out of me. Because that meant no one had unlocked the front door to get in. And no one had unlocked it to get out. I told the officers. At first they looked at each other like they thought I was in shock. Then one of them went back upstairs and checked it himself. When he came back down, his face had changed. He confirmed it. The lock worked exactly the way I said it did. And when they de-entered the apartment, they de-used our spare key. I remember asking him the same question over and over. If the door was locked, then how did it get in? He didn't answer. Maybe because he couldn't T. Maybe because, by then, I think we both already knew that was the wrong question. I haven't slept properly since. Every night now, I check the front door myself. I twist it right. I lock it. I turn it left. Then I check it again. And again. But that's not what keeps me awake. What keeps me awake is what one of the officers said before he left. He was trying to be careful. Gentle. Like he didn't want to scare me more than I already was. He asked, just to be sure, when you first heard the footsteps, are you certain they came from outside your room? I didn't understand what he meant at first. Then he told me they found something in my bedroom. Not a person. Not a weapon. Just deep scratch marks on the inside of my closet door. Long, splintering marks. Like something with unsteady hands had been trying to get out very, very quietly.